Hey, we're live. Episode 116, This Life in Tech. I'm Jason.
And I'm the ever dapper Dan.
And I'm Ken.
The ever dapper Dan. You know,
I
Dan,
like that tie.
Dan, before you join, the first thing out of Ken's mouth is, hey, you look tired. No, I'm not tired. I'm reading a paper, dude. Waiting on Dan to get his coffee.
And then I go down there to get coffee, and both coffee canisters were empty. I'm going to find out who's having the last of the coffee and not making another pot.
That's criminal.
Two
pots,
both empty. If they think I won't put cameras in there and find out who's
Hey, do you remember those sports? I think they were like little commercials or little snippets. The Office linebacker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Terry.
Yeah. That was Terry Tate, wasn't it?
Yeah, Terry Tate. I think it's what it is.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's criminal. I mean, come on. I make another pot of coffee.
It takes you 1 minute at max to do that.
It doesn't even take much. You took the last of it, put it in another pot. So now I go down there to get coffee. None.
So y'all have free coffee at your place?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's even
it
worse.
better be free because it's like Maxwell House.
Dude, I've been there. It ain't the best. It's coffee. I mean, you know what I mean?
Hey, you know what? I don't have a problem. I have a problem with people not making a new pot of coffee. It's not difficult. And no one is, no one is above the law of this. I will find.
Yeah, that's you're just doing everybody dirty in the office, man. That ain't cool.
No.
See, this is why at my office, not only right behind me do I have the K-Cup machine for when I am so busy I don't want to walk inside, or when it's early in the morning I don't want to wake anybody up. But inside, Mrs. Pittman for Christmas got me a really high-end Krupp machine that is grind on demand. Fresh beans, ground, just like at a Starbucks. But the coffee's actually good.
If the Starbucks coffee sucks, you get better quality coffee from a 7-Eleven.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
You think
man.
so?
Yeah, it's actually true.
And it's like a fourth of the cost.
Yep. And
would
McDonald's coffee is higher quality than Starbucks too.
Yes, it is. And so is one of my new favorites is Sheets.
I haven't had that.
Well, I mean, I got a Sheets like right here. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm like, dude, I want a cup of coffee. Because here's the beauty of it. I love this place, man. I love it so much. There ain't no Starbucks. The only Starbucks is on the other side of Winston-Salem. Perfect.
My mom swears on that McDonald's coffee.
It's good.
It's good coffee. It's good quality coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is, like Walmart. Starbucks is the Walmart of coffee.
It is. And it tastes like Walmart smells.
It's true. True story. This is like whenever I will do everything I can to not go to a Starbucks if I can help it. There was a place in back when I was in DC. So we're standing up Homeland Security. This is 2003. And we had this brilliant idea that we wanted to see actually how many Starbucks there were in the 5-mile radius from where our the data center was. There were so many. We went to all of them because this is where we would have our 8 a.m. stand-up meeting, which typically meant we were sitting down for coffee, until we found this little coffee chain called Greenberries, which came out of, I believe, the University of Virginia area where they started. Great coffee. So then we just said, this is where we're having our 8 a.m. meetings from here out. Because that coffee was amazing. And the ladies that basically ran that franchise, they knew all of our orders, basically by heart. And they knew who was going to get second cups and stuff like that, and already had it like ready to go in terms of there for an hour going through the operational reports from the day before and to what was going to be being done that day. Amazing coffee. Still to this day, I can't say that I've had a better service in a coffee shop or quality of coffee.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you to kind of finish this up for me, 'cause I know we wanted to talk about some more. Well, I don't know if it's more important, but maybe more interesting things.
And coffee?
Well, yeah. So I get my whole bean shipped to me through Amazon on a schedule because this is the beauty of the high-end Croup machine. I know how much I grind on a daily basis. I can measure it, obviously. And so I just set up a shipping schedule, man. And I've been drinking this stuff from a company called Kicking Horse, and the coffee's called Kick Ass.
See, I like Death Wish coffee is really good. I really enjoy that.
That's the one I wanted to try. I couldn't remember
It's
the
good.
name of it.
It's good stuff, man. They're the only coffee brand that I follow on Twitter.
I've had that too. It's good. I've just found for the price, the Kicking Horse stuff
is cheaper. It is.
Well, and it suits my taste. You know, because I drink my coffee black. No nothing in it, man. I mean, I don't even want air in it. That's how black I want it.
as black as your heart will be after I complete your training.
That's right. Like my dear old great grandmother used to say, "Schwarz oder kein, black or none." Get out of here with that jazz.
Nice.
Anyway, so Ken, did you sign up for your Apple credit card yet?
No, and I'm not going to either.
So I heard you might get a free pair of AirPods if you want.
Hey,
The
you
new
know
ones
what?
too.
It cracks me up that I know we always give me a hard time about this, but
It's not just
actually,
this. It'd be anything. Even if you change it from AirPods, there would be something else.
yeah, and I found out yesterday those AirPod 2 chargers are wireless. They actually charge you $50 more to get the wireless case. I mean, give me a break here. Nickel and dime, baby. That is unbelievable.
Well, you know, man,
Like, when are you getting them?
I'm not. I'm really happy with mine, man. I really like mine.
because Ken,
How long have you had
remind
these
me,
AirPods?
you use a MacBook right now, right?
Yeah, my school one. Mhm.
What year model?
So
Like
mine's
it's
3
new?
years. No, well, it's 3 years old. I'm coming up for renew, but it was the last of the Macs that was fully support. Like you could go in and do things to it.
Oh, okay. So you don't have like the new.
I don't have touch bar. No, I don't have that.
Man, I'm facing the same thing. The in the fall, I'll be up for a machine, and my preference is always to use my own, but it's probably been made clear to me that ain't gonna happen. And so I'd be happy to have a MacBook Pro, but on the other hand, I really don't want one because of all the issues. And I was really hoping Apple was gonna announce some like, hey man, look, we tried to do this by shrinking it 2 millimeters, and it caused all these problems with heat, the keyboard, all this jazz. So let's go back to the way it was, because that sentiment seems to me to be universal. Like, go back 3, 4, 5 years, those machines were the best. And I agree. And they announced a credit card and a streaming service.
Oh, and news. So they got Apple News, Arcade.
Did
Dude,
you
I
get
gotta
the
have
streaming
everybody's-
service in Ken? Like, you had to get one of these. Came out with
No,
something.
I'm not
You
getting
didn't get the
any.
credit card. You didn't get the AirPod streaming service.
No.
They might revoke your Apple fanboy credentials. You know.
I mean, I like their stuff, but
Clearly.
the AirPods. I mean, listen, the AirPods are clearly for me for my lifestyle, which is playing golf. And when I go play and I'm by myself, I'll just pop the AirPods in for 18 holes and listen to my podcasts. I mean, I just enjoy that. There's no wires. I mean, really, that's the big thing for me. So,
Hey, listen, man. Is
I know
that
you give me
your dog? Is that
crap.
your dog snoring?
oh yeah, could you hear that?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It's she's right there. So right, Ayla? Sorry about that.
Well, that's what even your dog was so bored about hearing you talk about Apple products.
Oh my god, man. So actually, I've started to put a lot of thought. Here's an argument, because I was talking to some people that I met recently about the philosophy of, especially in, like, let's say an ABET accredited computer science program, what type of computers do you have, right? Because part of the ABET portfolio is giving your students, let's say, a spectrum of experience with operating systems. So
Yeah.
Mac OS, Windows, and Linux / Unix, right? And so the argument was, well, look, if you have a Mac and they have Macs, if you virtualize, you can actually have all the systems on one machine. Whereas if you have a Windows machine, if you try to virtualize Mac OS, it doesn't always work quite well. Right. And I thought, I don't necessarily agree 100%, but it was an interesting argument.
Well, we subscribe to VMware, so we give the students a free copy, of VMware, so they can virtualize Linux on their machines for some of their later networking classes. But you know what? I can't say that.
VirtualBox is also free. You can give them.
Yeah, but you know what? It doesn't work on our system. It doesn't work on Mac anymore. It's broke. I mean, literally, there's a circle and a line through it on my Mac right now that won't let me run it. But I'll tell you what, Boot Camp runs phenomenal on here with Windows. The only downside is you can't, like with VMware, you can alt tab into VMware if it's running. With Boot Camp, you got to shut your Mac down. That's the only downside. But I mean, I will say one thing: is the Mac any better than any standard Windows machine I used to sell at Dell? Not necessarily. What I really have liked about my MacBooks that I've gotten from work is the quality. I mean, other than the keyboards that everybody was having on the newer MacBook Pros, this laptop has been solid, and I have every intention of buying it, in a month in a couple months when this is up, because this thing's a workhorse. Terabyte SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. It's the same thing you would have bought at Dell. Like, Dan, I bet you use a Surface tablet all the time.
Actually, right now I'm using the Dell 2-in-1, which is closer to the Surface Book.
Yeah.
I would go back to a Mac full time if they actually came out with a touchscreen, so I could use it to take my notes.
Yeah.
And if not, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with the next generation of Chromebooks. I mean, who knows if Google's going to have a Pixel Book or a Pixel Book 3 or not, or 2.
Do you use a pen or a stylus?
Yeah,
you do.
Yeah, and this is the main reason. It is. I mean, it's great to be able to take notes. If Mac had that, and I've the iPad Pro is just not enough.
It's not. I had one for a semester. They IT loaned me one. It's a bit too big in my opinion. And no keyboard is killer for me. I just got to have a keyboard. And those, hey, everybody's like, well, you can do a docking, and it's just, that's where iPad's missing out. That Dell did phenomenal. I don't know if they're still doing it. They used to have the most phenomenal docking stations in the industry. Dell did.
They still do.
They still do. They have all those ports and multiple monitors. The Surface dock is like that. But kind of going back to what you originally said, the one group of people who don't use Windows or Mac are the two data scientist professors. They use Linux and in command line, I might add. Mm-hmm. So, and these guys both came, one came from Sloan Kettering Cancer, and the other one came from doing classified work with the Air Force. So they've been doing it a long time, and they're comfortable in that area. But I would say for the most part, we've been pushed to Mac.
I think I still believe overall as a generally available operating system, Mac OS X is better than Windows. Linux, if you went to a commercial version of Linux like Red Hat, no problem, right? Even Ubuntu is not commercial enough to get proper support.
A fucking dog, man.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'll go put her in another room.
No,
dude, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's making you laugh, and Dan and I are having a conversation about Red Hat. So,
yeah.
So would you run Red Hat as your personal machine?
Would I?
Yeah.
No. I don't like the way I think Red Hat is bloated. So it defeats the purpose of a Linux distribution. It's bloated. Same, and I also believe Ubuntu for the most part is also. It's too much bloatware into that because that's the only way in which they can start trying to get some money is by adding a lot more things into it. I that's why I like Mac. I don't have a problem with Windows 10, but I don't have the time anymore to sit there and go with even a mainstream, open source Linux distro. Like, I mean, I enjoy Arch, but I don't have the time or the patience to get everything to work in there, especially with, now if I wasn't doing my MBA, maybe, but throwing like any type of Linux and trying to get the touchscreen to work properly with this Dell, forget it. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I would absolutely go back to a Mac in a minute if it had touchscreen and I had a stylus in a minute.
Yeah.
My full-time. That really surprises me they haven't done that. We're moving into a touchscreen environment. So I'm surprised Apple
is not. I'm not surprised at all. Because they want you to buy the iPad Pro and a Mac.
Right.
That's the reason why they do it.
Look at where they're actually putting what little R&D money they spend now on. It's not on the phones. It's not in the Macs, the iMacs. Yeah. It's in the iPads. Yeah. And that's really the only line that's being repeatedly refreshed as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
And Apple knows that you'll buy both because Apple fanboy, you'll buy the iPad Pro, you'll walk all that around. The synchronization and all that kind of stuff is great. I mean, Apple's done, a good job with any of that. iCloud maybe a little bit less to be desired, right? But if I can still use Evernote, and Evernote will work on my MacBook as well as that. I'm going to go somewhere. They're expecting you to take your iPad Pro, take all your notes, all that kind of jazz, and you're going to go back and consume it and all that kind of good, all those kind of things on your MacBook. I don't want two devices. I want one.
Yeah, one. Yeah. That's the way I am.
Yeah. And more, I am using Pixel Book because the Microsoft Office for Android, I can do all of my Excel calculations that I need for an MBA class. It's all in there.
Oh, so it's not dumbed down for it?
It is a little bit, but not enough to do things like standard deviations. If you're trying to crunch like a big workbook, don't do a Pixel. Don't put it on Pixel. But if you're just doing a standard thing to do, like standard deviation or any other of the financial equations that are in there, they're all there. I've yet to find one that's not on the Android version, and that's what I'm running.
Yeah,
if I really needed to at that point, then I would just use Google Sheets.
Yeah.
Well, just to give you an example, I was able on my Pixel Book to just finish last week. Man, I had almost 23,000 cells in the worksheet. So it was let's say 470 participants across a dozen variables. And I was able to do regressions and chi-squares and all kinds of stuff in there, man. Not a problem at all.
Now, the only thing that actually prevents me, and this may sound picky, but I'm high maintenance.
Yeah. And I just want stuff to work.
The Pixel Book works fine. It's style, right? In order to erase anything, I've got to go up to a menu bar and say erase and then go back. That I don't like. I'm tolerating it on the Dell where I have to click this button, but on where Microsoft is a far above and beyond, all I got to do is turn the stylus over and erases with the Surface. But I hate that Surface keyboard.
Yeah.
And the Surface Book, it weighs like 10 pounds. So
yeah, the Surface Pro, the Flexi keyboard is unusable. If you want to
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's great for a cover. It looks good. But the fact that you want me to sit in a meeting, a faculty meeting, and be like the secretary for the notes, I mean, having to double click and it's unusable. And then, but I will say with the Surface tablet, they have it right with the pen. I just, you cannot beat anything out there right now with that. Although I will say when I had the iPad Pro for that 1 month of testing, the pencil was pretty nice, but the iPad Pro was just too big. I mean, that's obviously a market for more like artists and stuff.
It is.
Yeah, but if they made a, that little bit version behind it, I think the 10.7, that's perfect to me. But I don't always take notes, and I can type faster than I can write.
Well, see, I have the same problem. I love my iPad Pro. I have the first generation. It's like 9.7, 10-inch. Love it. But I have the same problem as I do with my Surface Pro 4. All the aftermarket keyboards are horrible.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have time for it.
Nope.
I just don't. So, I mean, I absolutely would be, I would absolutely 100% be using my Pixelbook much more if I did not have to take all that time to erase something. And
that's a laptop, right? The Pixelbook, essentially just a it's a laptop, but it doesn't detach from this.
No, it's kind of like the Dell 2-in-1. So you bend it all.
Folds.
Oh, it folds.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when you fold it, deactivates the keyboard, which is great.
Oh, okay.
It's amazing. I love
that's
the
pretty
actual
cool.
product itself.
Didn't they discontinue that?
No.
They didn't.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, they are. I mean, there's rumors that they're going to stop making. I think what they're going to do is they're going to go like I think they do with the Pixel phone. They're going to have someone else fully make it, and then they'll
rebrand it.
What I think they're going to do. I mean, Google's just not good at the hardware manufacturing. I think they've kind of proven that. It's just not their forte.
No, I'll say this, man. Looking forward, the next time I go for a capacity building grant to build out a lab or something like that, I would strongly consider furnishing Pixelbooks or some type of Chrome OS 2-in-1.
Yeah, I those are really, really hot in our county where we live, and they will, they're so inexpensive. I mean, they cost $150 at Best Buy, but I'm sure with a bulk discount, get those things for $100 and you get tons of them, way more than you could get any Mac or any other Windows machine. Everything stays in the cloud. I mean, the convenience and the way they went at that industry, academia, with those Chromebooks was ingenious. I mean, it really was.
I'll tell you the other reason why I strongly would consider it is because the tool chain is more in the standard computer science learning curve. Java is pretty popular as a first or second class, whereas Objective-C or Swift, not unless you have mobile programming.
Sure.
Who uses Swift except for iOS?
Yeah. Nobody.
No, I agree. Nobody.
Right. So, if I'm looking at a capacity building grant for a research lab, like the last one I did at Capitol for the brain machine interface, we built some custom software for some experiments. And man, I wouldn't do that on an iPad.
No. Oh, no.
No way.
What else are you going to do?
I haven't tried using any of the other Chromebooks yet. I might go and get one because like the Pixel Book, it's not cheap. It's like
that's an expensive item, isn't it?
Yeah, but it has an i7. I mean,
yeah.
So it's like a full. It's not like a dumbed down proc or like an Atom processor.
No, man.
This thing's fully loaded. How much RAM is in that thing?
I think I have
16 if you want. The one I got's got 8 gig. I've only got 8.
Okay.
I don't need more than 8 gigs of RAM. It's just not needed.
And then you get unlimited storage with it, don't you?
Up
at Google or something.
I don't know.
I don't remember, man. There was like offers as part of it. I just don't even look at it because I already have all that stuff set up.
Yeah. Here's a great feature that the Pixel has, and I don't know if other Chromebooks because I don't have another Chromebook. When you tie it to your Gmail account, your phone becomes your authentication to your Pixelbook. So as long as you're within proximity, click yes, and you're logged in. Bam, done.
Oh wow.
Yep.
See, and to me, I was talking to a friend last night. My in-laws came into town and they just got iPhones for the first time, and they wanted the Wi-Fi. Pass my phone right in front of them, share it. It's those little things that Google doesn't talk about, like that right there. that you just talked about with your Android and that nobody talks about that stuff, but that is like a major convenience thing. And the way we're moving with passwords right now, since they're going to disappear this year, right? But all jokes aside, I mean, those are things nobody talks about. They think they're just little features, but those are really big deals.
Yeah, hey, Ken, just in case you didn't know, that's kind of why we do this show, This Life in Tech, to get other people know about all these little interesting features.
So, would you, Dan? Because Ken, I don't think you've had both. So let's summarize. I would absolutely take my Pixelbook over any Surface Pro, or I've never personally used a Surface Book, but I've touched them and I think they're way heavier. Here's the problem. The other thing too that a lot of people don't talk about, on a Surface Pro, at least a Surface Pro 4, the fans are loud as shit.
That is definitely an issue on I have a Surface Pro 3. The fan cuts on if any work has to be done. And that's where the benefit of the iPad is, and I know it's a different type of machine, but there's no fan. It never gets hot. And the Surface Pro, man, you watch one movie or a 30-second YouTube clip, that thing fires right up.
Dude, I sit here and listen to lectures, watch movies, play music off mine. That's why it's on a stand right beside me, my Pixelbook. And it doesn't get hot.
Nothing.
Really. I don't hear the fan at all. It's super easy to use. When I was crunching all those numbers for those statistics, not an issue. I personally would absolutely rate the Pixelbook higher than a Surface.
If you were in a Windows environment, the Surface is probably pretty nice.
The issue comes back down to choosing between the two. If we added in like my Dell 2-in-1, I choose that today over the Pixelbook because I don't have the fan issues. I mean, Dell's been making hardware for a long time,
yeah.
Right? So they know how to do this, and it actually works very, very well. But if I have to choose between the Pixelbook or the Surface, I'm choosing the Pixelbook. Even though I hate two major features. The other feature I hate about the Pixelbook, not magnetic to be able to attach to the device. I can on my Dell and I can on my Surface. It's magnetic. It hits it. I don't lose it. It is a pain in the butt. And I don't want to go put some silly tab on it to hold my pen. And then the other one, the eraser. Those two things. But if I had to choose between the two, the Pixel is just as thin as the Surface Pro, and it's more powerful, to be honest. For the amount of money that Surface Pro costs, Pixel, like I can put I can put a hypervisor in there and do whatever I want if I needed to, but I don't need to. What am I doing? Okay, the Microsoft Word on there. I mean, come on, I'm not writing a dissertation on this thing. I don't need all that formatting. And even if I was, I would wait and complete everything and then go back and do the formatting if I really needed to.
Yep. Yeah. For me, the big differentiator is the keyboard.
Yeah, 100%. The keyboard is great. The pen actually, from the writing aspect, is really good. The only thing I get irritated with, again, with that eraser, and now all I do when I use...
Originally had the Spy movie made about him. Remember when that dude was a developer and he went on campus and there was this secret spying facility inside the kids' playground on campus?
Yeah. And it's the thing.
It's amazing how perception has changed.
But I don't think it really has changed. Everyone still believes that Microsoft is evil and Bill Gates is the devil incarnate. And this dude gives away so much money. How much money did Steve Jobs give away?
Zero.
All and yet you're still
it's narrative, like you talked about last time.
That's right. It's all about how you control the narrative.
That's right, man. Yeah. Well, guys, I wanted to get to Duke and research fraud and the possible connections to what VC people look for, because I know Dan has a lot of experience in that area, but I don't think we're getting there today.
Well, we could save it for Sunday.
Or next Tuesday, because I want Ken in here too, because I want his input from his academic perspective.
Yeah.
But he has to be in academia, right? He's at some Christian school that's just theology down everyone's throat.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
See, here it is. He's already praying.
Says the guy that went to seminary.
Did you really go to seminary?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, what, Satan seminary? So
No. That particular creature went to my. He's still number 2.
Oh, hey, by the way, wrapping this up. First downside to living kind of in the country. Sitting in my office last night. It's about 10 o'clock. I'm finishing up some work, and I hear this sound at my door, and then I start hearing like these weird voices and stuff. Right? I'm like, dude, what is going on? Now, just so you know, because by then everybody else is asleep, right? So I lock my door. I don't want anybody coming in here. You know what I mean?
I'll Blair Witch on you.
Or walking in. I mean, whatever, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And I like peek my blinds open and I'm looking around because I turn the lights on remotely and there ain't nothing out there. So I walk outside with my flashlight and sure enough, man, I see like animal prints going into my garage because it's an open garage.
Uh-oh.
It's a carport that's attached to the house. Is kind of looking at it that way. I'm like, did Marcia take the dogs out? No, man. There was some wild animal cruising around. I don't know if it was a coyote, a wolf, a wildebeest. I don't know what it was.
A dire wolf.
Maybe, man. And
Probably not a wildebeest. Probably not that.
And the voices I heard were apparently somebody looking for whatever this animal was, calling out to it. It was strange, man. And then I go over this morning to do some early morning yard work real quick to clean up. And some animal took a giant dump in the fresh work I just did landscaping, man. We have like this nice recycled rubber mulch around the house. So it's like the black on top of in front of the orange red brick. Some dirty bastard took a giant dump in my bushes, man.
Fertilizer, brother.
So did you get down there like Ace Ventura and you know?
Sunflower seeds.
No, man. I went inside and I told Mrs. Pittman, hey, listen, something took a dump in your work. You better
You better go clean it up.
By the way, speaking of Mrs. Pittman, she's been having a good giggle about this whole bet situation.
Oh.
And she announced last night before we went to sleep that she's definitely going to crush me. So now she's being a little more forthright about
the gauntlet's been thrown.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't.
Nice.
I can't lose now, man.
No,
well, and we signed up for it, so it's legit. I don't remember what day it is. It's at the end of April.
Well, you need to take Will Smith's advice in this case. When you get on the treadmill, only one of two things is happening. Either you're getting off before me or you're going to die. So you better make sure that you either win or die trying.
Die.
Listen, man, I've been studying because we run generally at the same place every time. I've been studying this course, so I know exactly where the uphill is and what line to take to get the inside angles and force her onto the long part.
You are such a prick.
I've been smoking her, man. Smoking her.
Dude, I am so looking forward to this.
I'll keep giving up.
You need to have her on the show.
I don't know if she'll come on, man. I'll ask her.
After she claims victory again, or she's looking for the trilogy fight, just so that way she can get more pay-per-view buys and get something, because we all know that she's the A side of that relationship.
Oh man, I should look into live streaming it. That's a good idea. Yeah, she sent me a picture this morning. She sent me a picture this morning over text message, in fact, of a nice purse, and it said, "This is what I want when I win."
Yeah.
Dude, your wife's epic.
You may have to get rid of the caterpillar and shave your head in order to start getting completely aerodynamic.
Trust me, man. Trust me, I've been thinking about it. In cycling, there's always been a long debate about shaving versus not shaving. people shave their legs and their arms because when you crash, it's easier to take care of the wounds. They don't do it for aerodynamics. But beards and mustaches impact it because that's where the wind hits first. And they actually found in some circumstances with the right length of facial hair, it actually makes you more aerodynamic.
Yeah, but I don't know if you have enough time to get that length of facial hair going.
Dude, I'm down to a 9-minute mile, but I ain't fast enough for it to really make a difference yet.
No. You better hope Mrs. Pittman is not at an 8:45 mile.
Or an 8:59. Who knows, man? She's sandbagging me again. What were we going to say, Ken?
Oh, no. I was just saying, I was going to ask you what your mile was.
Yeah.
Is this a 5K? Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're down to like 9:02 or 9:03 was our last splits.
Nice.
Because we're running like 2 to 3 miles 3-4 times a week.
Yeah, and you don't know what she's doing when you're in here.
See, that's my big advantage right now, man, is she does those Beachbody workouts every day flawlessly. Really, she hasn't missed one in over almost 2 years probably, right? But I got a feeling that she's going to back off that. And if she does, then I'm in trouble. Because that's probably the only reason I'm 20 to 30 seconds faster than her right now is because her legs are tired because she's been working out all morning.
You're going to get your ass kicked.
Look, you seriously should start switching your plates of food because you don't know what she might be putting in there. I wouldn't put it past her to
creatine and
down.
Well, I'll tell you, man, the
she's
right
putting like lard into your side of it. So
why can't I lose this weight? What's going on,
dude?
She's injecting your vegetables, injecting your vegetables with butter,
pure butter.
We'll find out, man. I don't remember exactly what day it is, but it's an Easter 5K because we like getting the T-shirts.
So, it's over Easter?
Yeah, but we sign up for they're called virtual races, so you can actually go somewhere if you're in that area where they're at, but you can also register virtually, and then there's an app that you time yourself with, and then it kind of registers it.
So, are you doing it virtually? Or are you going to the place?
No, we're doing it virtually because the real race we signed up for is like in Montana or something. I don't know where it's at.
Interesting.
So you're
doing
this on a track.
Yeah, man. There's a crushed gravel circular path at a park down the street.
She's gonna smoke you.
I don't know, man.
You better be testing your food. Switch plates. I'm telling you, don't put it past her. She might the day before the race might start crushing up Valium or something in your food.
Listen, man. Whenever you guys are ready, you tell me how much you want to put down, and I'll cover it. I'll bet on myself every time.
Like I said before, I'll bet on you, but hope that Marsha wins. It's called hedging my bets.
I'm with Miss Pittman on this one, and I think Bonnie's team Miss Pittman too.
Clearly, that's fine. I'll cover it. You take a week and think about it. And next Tuesday, we'll settle what our antes are.
You know, the great part here is that Jason needs enough money to be able to cover the prize winnings that Mrs. Pittman's going to need.
Dude, I don't care if I die. I'm winning.
That's the attitude you have to have. Like I said, you better be testing your food. You don't put it past her. She's crafty. She's sneaky.
I know, man. I've been working on my, I think where you really can differentiate yourself is, man, a 5K can be tiring, right? If you're running quick enough. And so what are you going to do in that last 100 meters, right? If you burst, you can sprint. So, man, every day I go get the mail because I got like 100 yards to the mailbox. I've been sprinting out to it and sprinting back.
She may Steve Prefontaine you and tire you out by set the pace.
See, I think that's her strategy. I said this last time. I think that's her strategy this time. Last time she sandbagged me and got me to train to run slower than she could. I think this time she's run slow knowing that I'll run faster because I always have to demonstrate that I'm beating her. You know what I mean? It's nothing else, just to demoralize her. That's horrible to say about my wife, man. That's
the confidence I heard in her voice when I talked to her, whatever that was, several weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
She's got something planned for you.
I think she's inducing me to overtrain because this happened before when I did a zombie marathon.
Yeah.
We did a zombie marathon where it's like an obstacle course and you run from zombies. And that's what happened, man. She got me to overtrain. I hurt my legs and I had to run with hurt legs. and I lost that one too, man.
Wow.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. She's crafty.
I know, man. All right, guys. That's 116.
Yep. All right, folks. See
Have a good
y'all.
one, guys. Enjoy your lunch. I'm gonna have a salad.
Peace.
Watch what you put in it. See ya.
I'm making it.
All right.
Later, Ken.
Later.
Bye.